earlier we had this moment, our guys were doing some logistics, and I had some time to think. And I remembered the second time that Iran shot us with ballistic missiles, and there I was in the desert. It's just really hard to explain loud, thundering booms, 400 missiles from Iran, intercontinental ballistic missiles falling on your head, and you have to, people are running for cover, airports closed. It's really hard to explain what it's like when you have millions of people, 10 million people, running for cover. Home Front Command is telling everybody, get inside, you could die at any minute. And explosions everywhere, the sky filled with explosions. And I was doing these missions in Gaza, and I just remember, they say third time's a charm. Well, there better not be a fourth time. The first time was in April 2024, and then again in October 1st, and then again now in June with Iran. I'm telling you what, I'm very pro Israel striking Iran again. If they won't give up their nuclear aspirations and their ballistic missile criminal onslaught on a free democratic society, well, I'm pro bombing them again, and I hope the United States will agree and shut that down once and for all. They need to do a regime change, for real. Right now, what did they arrest? 700 Jews or so that are in Iran? I didn't even know there were Jewish people left in Iran, and I hope they're okay. I hope that they're not being hurt. But I can only imagine what they're doing to them because they want to get back at Israel. And it seems like nobody in any news channel is talking about all these Jews that Iran is arresting. Is that okay to arrest someone because they're Jewish, falsely accuse them, and pull them out of their synagogues? I mean, this anti-Semitism around the world is off the charts. And it's off the charts in Gaza, too. So according to what everyone's seeing is we are bombing every single aspect of the Hamas. We're making really good progress to bomb their infrastructure, to remove buildings they can use as launching pads, to remove laboratories of explosives, lathes where they're making missiles, to remove all that, tunnels being destroyed, and blasts are pretty intense. And the Gideon's chariots are riding through the land. Okay, and even in Syria, beyond the Hermon mountain, there's footage of our guys in Syria working really, really hard, cracking down on networks also in Judea and Samaria. This 3-month operation throughout Jenin, Kalkilia, through all these different places, even in Nablus, Shem it's called biblically, and Hebron, and preventing attacks. I mean, many suspects were ex-prisoners that they were trying to recruit. Iran was trying to recruit them, train them, and try to build up an attack on like the border police or on the crossing points or something. And Shin Bet, that's like our secret service, arrested a bunch of people, and we're doing really, really good. Unit 7106 recently completed an intense mission in Lebanon. And they hadn't even had time to breathe, even to rest, but right away, coming back into training, all of us are staying sharp. This is nothing like 2 years ago almost, in October 7th, where everyone was just asleep, it felt like, in their skill, in their sharpness, in their response time. But I'm really looking at Syria. I'm really looking at Lebanon. And I wonder what they're going to choose. I wonder what Hamas will choose. I wonder what the Houthis will choose in light of this real defeat, not defeat, but a real pushing down of Iran's capability to intimidate everybody, to be the neighborhood bully. And is our foreign minister, Gideon Saar, said, in Austria, he said in a conference with the Austrian foreign minister that Israel's very serious in its intention to reach a hostage deal, get the hostages, how many, 49 left? Get them out of Gaza, the living and the dead ones. And we've repeatedly said yes to what America's proposed. Again and again, what Steve Witkoff has proposed, but Hamas has not. They've proposed wacky things like they're going to stay in power and Israel's just going to leave. And no, the choice is very simple. They can leave, they can surrender, or else. And so anything else is just illusions, and we don't have time for it anymore. We don't have the patience for that anymore. So on an expanding circle of peace, beyond those diabolical crazies, there is real chance for the advancement of the Abraham Accords. Abraham would be so happy if he could see his children coming together. Imagine that. I mean, Gideon Saar says we've paid for this a heavy price for a new reality to arise. The blood of our soldiers, our citizens that have fallen, the missiles that have fallen, the destruction. But it's really a reality. There can be an expanded Abraham Accords. Trump's talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. What countries? Gideon Saar says maybe Syria, maybe Lebanon, he says, in a circle of peace and normalization. Wouldn't that be amazing to see that? I mean, if Israel, but they better not try to talk about our buffer zone, Golan Heights, where some of my family lives. No, we can't have them talking about that. And so the Golan Heights will remain an inseparable part of the state of Israel. But you know what it is even Trump is saying he's going to lift on Sunday. Today he's going to lift the sanctions from Syria. That's what he says. And he wants to make sure that there's a chance for real peace to happen here. So much of what we're dealing with in this world, in this life, in this war has to do with parenting. What are we teaching our kids? What do we teach them? Right from wrong? Are we teaching them right from wrong? You know, in Israel, I just love when you raise a glass and you say, L'chaim. You say, you know, some countries say cheers. L'chaim, to life. To life. It's all about life and shalom, peace. You know, but what they're teaching their kids there with the Hamas, other than Allahu Akbar, Allah is the greatest. Don't like that one either. But you have Khaybar ya Yahud. Remember when Muhammad went and he says, Muhammad's army will return. Jaish Muhammad Sayahud will return and kill everybody. They massacred a bunch of Jews and raped the women and all that. They also say, with blood and fire, we will redeem Palestine. You know, with our soul, with our blood, we will redeem you, O Palestine. These things, a death to Israel, al-maut il Israel. That is not cool. No. And they say, death for the sake of Allah is our most exalted wish. Oh, come on, you know? We are the men of Muhammad, we will return with the sword. Or they say, Qasem itbah Tel Aviv. You know, we're going to bomb Tel Aviv. That's the Izaldin al-Qassam brigades. Talks about bombing Tel Aviv and itbah al-Yahud, slaughter the Jews. You know, it is not cool. And they're saying these in military parades, in propaganda videos, in rallies all over the world. If you're in a free country right now and you're hearing this stuff, or even saying intifada, intifada, intifada now, intifada is real, just murder. There was blood of Jews flowing in the streets. Buses were exploding. So if that's what you want, then fine. But I just want people to be awake and aware to what is going on. You know, these things are wrong. And we need to recognize them as wrong and recognize that Psalms 44 says, through you, verse 5, through you we will push back our enemies. Through your name we will trample our foes. I do not trust in my bow. My sword doesn't bring me victory. Through you, that's what it says, through God. Do you want to help us help Israel and make a huge impact on countless lives? Help us establish the Lighthouse, a new headquarters of the Aliyah Return Center near the Sea of Galilee.